Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington Commanders just lost an ugly game to the Philadelphia Eagles, and as bad as they played, as poorly as they played, they still had a chance in this game to win. So it really does suck they lost this game. Jaden Daniels did not look good today. There's no way, there's no other way to put it. I know some people still want to defend him, and I don't want you guys to overreact though, because I still am very excited about Jaden Daniels' future. I think he can still be, he's going to be a great quarterback in this league. But the last couple games, he hasn't been good. He was part of the reason they lost today. Cliff Kingsbury, I don't know. That was awful. Like, it was giving me Scott Turner and Eric Bieniemy vibes, just how bad it was. I've been used to the great play calling by him recently, and then we get that, just BS, just terrible play calling, stupid runs, QB draws when your quarterback's hurt, and you could get, do a little play action or something, get something going. We'll read off the stats, and if you guys are in the chat, appreciate you pulling up. Let's get to 14K subscribers. But yeah, 26-18. We'll read the stats. Jaden Daniels, 22 of 32, 191 yards, a touchdown, and interception. The touchdown, garbage time, interception, close to garbage time. It is what it is. He was missing throws left and right. I'm not going to lie. Like, there was a lot of bad misses that he had. There were some drops too. Eckler dropped one. I'm trying to think of who else. Diami dropped one at the end of the half. You got to make that catch. I really do think if he makes that catch, they may make a field goal, and that game's a little bit different. Brian Robinson was solid, 63 rushing yards, around 4 yards a carry, a touchdown. Eckler was good, receiving 8 catches, 89 yards on 9 targets. Ertz was fine. The defense was not the problem today. At the end of the game, they kind of let up, and they allowed 20 points in the fourth quarter, but they kept this team in the game almost the entire game. And they deserve some credit. 26 points also isn't that bad. And they did miss some field goals, so we did get a little bit lucky there. What's up, Nico? What's up, Yahoo? What's up, Elias? What's up, Leslie? Yeah, offense wasn't good. Brandon Coleman was not good today. Terry only had 1 catch. Shout out to Quinion Mitchell, I believe, who kind of shut him down. Did shut him down. Some guys on defense. Jeremy Chin was good. Frankie Louvu. Shout out Frankie Louvu, man. 2 sacks, 3 QB hits. The defense wasn't the problem. The run defense was bad. We're definitely missing Jonathan Allen out there. As much as, sometimes I don't, like him that much as a, not that I don't like him, but just he's overpaid and stuff. He hasn't, lived up to his contract. He would have definitely helped us in this game. Mike Sanders he was a dog. Him and Frankie Louvu had great games. Besides that, there was a couple guys that made some good plays. Percy Butler missed a tackle on one play, but he also had a nice tackle on Jalen Hurts. I don't really want to talk too much about the defense because, again, they weren't really the issue. Zane Gonzalez made 1 kick, had a 45-yarder, and he really made 2 because the first one was a delay of game. I did not like the coaching in this game. Cliff wasn't good. Also, the Commanders were down. See, the thing is, we're in this game until the very end, like the last few minutes, like last 6-7 minutes. But before that, we were still in it, 12-10. And your offense hasn't been moving the ball at all. You're in field goal range. I don't know exactly what it was. You kicked the field goal, man. You kicked the field goal. I don't know what they were doing. You kicked that. Maybe if you didn't feel good about your kicker, but your kicker's been good. You make that. You're up by 1, and your defense is feeling good. The thing is, football is all about momentum. I know some people don't necessarily agree with that, but football is all about momentum. And you make that field goal, your defense is hyped up there on the sideline, and maybe things go a little bit differently. Maybe they don't allow a touchdown right away and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I know Eagles fans are going to be trolling. GG. It was good game by y'all. Y'all are still better than us, but we'll see. Jaden's clearly still dealing with that rib injury. I hope this is a long week. He gets the 4 days until Sunday or whatever it is. I guess Friday, Saturday. I guess he gets 3 days, whatever, and then he also gets next week to rest. So hopefully by next week, he's good. He's close to 100%. And same thing with, the tackles. And then also, Marshawn Lattimore, hopefully he plays. Brandon Coleman was not good today. He was getting beat like a drum, had a holding penalty, allowed at least 1 sack, some other pressures, maybe 2 sacks. I've been a fan of him, but it might be time to move him back to, the backup or rotate him and Lucas, in and out. The rest of the offensive linemen, I think sometimes they're asked to do a little bit too much. And, Wiley was getting not beat, but in the run game, he wasn't doing great. Offensively, play calling, end of the game, like you're not in it necessarily, but it's a 2-score game. It's a 2-score game. Appreciate all y'all for pulling up. Byron V, Tyrone, C17, Leslie. I think what the heck is that call from? Yeah, I agree. You take the points there. I was saying that before. But yeah, Cliff Kingsbury did not have a good game. The run calls were very interesting. He'd get a nice run, 2nd and 2, and then they do the same play and it'll be a loss of 2. Or there was one time where they got like 8-9 yards, and I was saying this the whole time. It's 2nd and 2. They think you're going to pass it. They think you're going to run it. And obviously they ended up running it. Do a little play action. Throw it to Terry. Throw it to Zach or whoever. Just get the ball there. Instead, guess what they do? A run up the middle with Jaden Daniels, and he gets rocked. He gets rocked for -2 yards. And guess what happened on that 4th down play? He also got rocked. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, I've been a fan of him for this season, but he was awful today. He was terrible. What's up, Saswa? Appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, I mean, Daniel's hand was hurt allegedly, but he also before that was bad. He missed a throw to Noah Brown. He missed some other throws as well. So, he's banged up or whatever, but don't make the excuse of the hand stuff because it wasn't great before then. He wasn't great last week, even against the Bears. I mean, the Bears, he was clearly hurt. He still did enough to win them the game. He wasn't great though. And then, the last 2 weeks though, last week, especially the receivers did not help him out. This week, it was the same thing, but he was also just not very good. He was not very good. We got 90 people in here. Hit that like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It really does help out the channel a ton. Let's get to 13,900 subscribers by the end of this stream. But let's keep going. Hit that like button too. It wasn't a good showing, and definitely people are not going to be feeling great about Jaden. I wouldn't overreact. We've seen what he's done this year. He's just been hurt the last few weeks, so he's gonna have a long week. Hopefully, he's rested up. What I didn't like is it's a 2-score game, but they're playing like you're running the football on 3rd and 5. Like, what the heck are you doing? Because if you and they did end up getting the touchdown. But you could have gotten the touchdown with like 2 minutes left or 3 minutes left. And maybe you didn't have to do an onside kick. Or if you did, you would have time more than 28 seconds. So I think it was coaching malpractice by Dan Quinn / Cliff Kingsbury there. Not saying that the coaching lost the game, but it was part of it for sure. And, Jaden not playing well was part of it. Offensive line not playing well was part of it. Some of the penalties, it is what it is. I don't know if people want to complain about the refs. The refs were not a problem. I think some bad calls on both sides, but it didn't really affect the game. At the end of the day, we lost by 8 points. Probably should have been more. Jake Elliott missed 2 field goals, an extra point. That's 7 points right there. Let's see. Yeah, I agree, Randy. And maybe Terry wasn't open. That's fine. But the play calling has to be better. And if Jaden isn't healthy, then he shouldn't be out there. If his rib is really affecting him and affecting this offense, he shouldn't be out there. So that's kind of what I would say on the whole situation. It is what it is. Let's talk about some game balls and goats. Game balls, let's go offensively. I mean, Zach Ertz, that was a hell of a catch. That was a heck of a catch right there. Sorry for the language or whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. Not going to get demonetized for that. But Zach Ertz had a really nice catch on that 2-point conversion. 6 catches, 47 yards, and touchdown. Eckler was good, 89 yards receiving, had that nice 34-yard gain on the first possession. The one drop was bad. I think we could have scored a touchdown or definitely gotten closer and potentially gotten a touchdown if he catches that. But he was good. He was not part of the problem. Besides that, it's really just Eckler and Ertz gets like a hat tip. Defensively, Chin was good. Frankie Louvu for sure gets a game ball. 10 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits. St. Juice wasn't awful. Noah Igbenogany was getting cooked. Sainer still was a beast. some pass breakups, some really good tackles. He did get beat like one time and kind of missed a tackle. I think it was on A.J. Brown, but he had a really good game. Deron Payne made some plays. I'm trying to think. Newton made some plays a little bit. Defense wasn't the problem at all. Defense wasn't the problem. Offense has to play better. Cliff Kingsbury has to be better. Dan Quinn has to be better. It's not the end of the world, though. It's not the end of the world. This team, we've been playing really well, and that's partly because of Jade. And some other guys have been playing well as well, but Jade's not playing that well. He's hurt. The expectations for this year were not to make the playoffs. It was to win 5-6 games. We're already past that. We're past that. So we're still going to make the playoffs, hopefully, knock on wood. Play the Titans. You got some easy games, so we're going to be fine. It is what it is. It was a bad game, but we're still in it until the end, like until the last 5-6 minutes. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Brandon Coleman was bad. I think maybe you go back to Cornelius Lucas or a little bit of a rotation. Payne hasn't been living up to that contract for sure. Bright future. Yeah, playoff contender. Yeah, like Super Bowl people talking about Super Bowl. I don't know if we're gonna do well. We're gonna have to get healthy first and foremost. Jaden Daniels and then Lattimore's gonna have to come back. That's really what it comes down to. It is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and read some tweets out. Actually, what do you think about it? They went for 4th down today in the last game with the Zach Ertz catch. They didn't get it. Let's see. I'm trying to just read some things. I'm just reading tweets right now. It is what it is, man. It was a bad game by the Commanders. The bright side, no one got hurt, and Jaden Daniels, he's just got to get healthy. He's got to get healthy, and they were in it for a lot of the game. Probably should have been a little bit, should not have been as close, but they were in it, and it did. The Eagles, hit that knockout blow at the end of the game with the Saquon touchdown, really. Let's see. GG Washington. No flags. Appreciate that, man. It was a good game. Y'all are going to win the division. Yeah, y'all are going to win it. Hopefully we make the wild card, and we'll see if we, meet you guys in the playoffs. We need better wideouts. Yeah, Silly Goose, the Eagles roster is really good. It is very good. Diego, I agree. Tough loss. It is what it is, though. We'll be back. Let me check out the schedule, but we're gonna be chilling. Commanders, and the Eagles have a tough schedule, by the way. So the Commanders play the Titans. Or sorry, not the next game's the Cowboys. Sorry, I was wrong. The next game's the Cowboys at home. You should win that game. Play the Titans at home. Should win that game. Play the Saints. Then you play the Eagles at home. Maybe split those, and then you play home against the Falcons, and then away against the Cowboys. 6 games. Minimum should win 3 out of those 6, and that's if it's really bad. If it's looking ugly, probably should win 4 or 5 of those games. The only game right there that you're going to be favored to lose in, that you're going to be underdogs in, is probably the Eagles game. Depends on how it is, the injuries and stuff. The Falcons game will be close-ish, the line, but the Commanders are at home, so they'll probably be favored. So they're only going to be underdogs in 1 game, and that's the Eagles game. So they should win 4, maybe 5 out of the next 6. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, you got to win those games. And you do. You're at what, 7 wins right now? You win 4, you get 11. You win 5 of those games, you're at 12 wins. You're chilling. Definitely got not lucky, but with the Dak Prescott injury, that makes the Cowboys a lot easier. It's not a gimme win by any means, but you should win those games. So you played the Cowboys and the Eagles. You got 3 of those games. You got to win 2 of those 3 for sure. 2 out of those 3, and then you're chilling. You're winning you're not winning the division, but you're making the playoffs. Also, guys, got 100 people in here. I'm sure some of you guys aren't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Also, like, it helps out the channel a ton. Let's see. Maybe the Cliff Kingsbury midway season meltdown has begun. Maybe, but I swear it usually happens before this. But yeah, it was not a good game by Cliff. Hopefully he bounces back. The runs weren't good, like some delay handoffs or right up the middle against their really good front interior wise. Like their edges aren't great. They're not bad, but they're not great. It wasn't good. It wasn't good by Cliff. It is what it is. I've said that a bunch. We'll see what happens. You got a long week, reflect, And we know this. Like, I know people want to overreact and say whatever they want to say. This team is not bad. They're 7-4, 7-4. You almost beat the Steelers last week. You were in it almost till the end against the Eagles this week. Obviously, you don't want to have moral victories, and there's no moral victories in this game. But I'm just saying this team isn't bad. I don't want y'all. I know a lot of you guys aren't going to overreact, but I've seen so many people on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, overreact. It's not a big deal. It's a loss. It stings for sure, but you clearly don't have a fully healthy quarterback. I think they'll come back and be fine. You got a game against the Cowboys at home, win that game, and then you play the Titans and you're just back into the swing of things, and then you play the Saints. Like, it's just, this Cowboys game is big though. It's big. You don't want to go on a 3-game losing streak, and that Hail Mary too. They were close to losing that game, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, what I want y'all to realize, no one, at least I didn't think we were going to be 7-4 at this point of the season. So just be grateful for that, and they will be fine. I really truly think so. The schedule is easy, and they're going to get healthier. Marshawn Lattimore coming off this mini bye. They also are going to get the bye in a few weeks. That'll help too. So I think they'll be fine. It just, the thing is Jaden's injury and how healthy he really is. I want to see what's happening with him. Tony, appreciate the $5 donation. He says this type of up-tempo offense cannot be sustained. It wears the defense out. It feels like Chip Kelly, Jaden needs to learn how to play under center. I agree. It's been working a lot. Honestly, it didn't feel like they did it a lot today. The offense just did not seem in sync at all. I mean, the one possession they scored a touchdown on, that was two big plays. The one Eckler 35 or 34-yard run, and then the Brian Robinson 15, 16-yard run to the one. That's all that it was. So they really didn't have one good, drive. The up-tempo offense, I like it. But, yeah, sometimes you have to be able to play without that as well. Appreciate that donation, Tony. Let's see. William says Tony might be onto something. I hope not. Yeah, I think for the most part it's worked, but sometimes you got to be a little bit versatile. You got to be able to do more than one thing. Diego says, is it just bad play calling, Joe? We played good for the offense was doing. Defense was solid for us. No. Yeah, St. Juice wasn't terrible. He was also out for a little bit, wasn't playing the whole time. Yeah, the play calling wasn't good. Jaden wasn't good. That's really the biggest thing. Jaden wasn't good. Play calling wasn't good. And again, when I'm saying Jaden isn't good, he's not healthy. And then the offensive line wasn't good as well. Sergio says, we're quality team, but just isn't enough to beat top teams. And yeah, I think at our best, we can beat some of these top teams for sure, but we're not there yet. We barely lost the Steelers. We lost the Ravens. So the really good teams that we're playing, we're not beating. So we're still not there yet. It's year one in the rebuild or the retool, whatever you want to call it. So this year, it's already been a success. Just keep developing Jaden. Let's, get to the playoffs. Maybe you win a playoff game. When you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. And maybe the team has some magic. If not, if they just make the playoffs and lose, whatever. That's not what I want. Obviously, I want to make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. But it is what it is. If we just make the playoffs and don't win a playoff game, that's fine. But after that, you're gonna make some moves in the offseason. Maybe bring in, some receivers, stuff like that. And, sure up some of the defensive spots, draft well, your young guys will develop and you'll be fine. That is what it is. I mean, yeah, maybe not humiliated is the right word. I don't know. If they wouldn't have scored the garbage time touchdown, it would have been bad. Sorry, bad. Something's off about Jay in the last 2 games, his rib, I guess. Yeah, even the Bears game, like he wasn't bad, but he wasn't, great. Let's see. It's a reality check. Commanders are bad. No, come on. I'm not even really entertain that. The Commanders are not a bad team. 7-4. You can say, like, at worst, you can say they're an okay team. At worst, they're an okay team. But to say they're a bad team is stretching it. Not even stretching it. It's just a lie. It is what it is, though. You can believe what you want to believe. Got 87 people in here. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on the notification bell. Got 18,890 subscribers. Let's get that to 13,900 by the end of the stream. We're 10 away. Just hit that like button and subscribe. Yeah, like they're like they're above average team for sure. They might be better than above average too. They're not elite, but they're probably not next tier ish. Yeah, season isn't a failure at all. This season already is a success. You have a franchise quarterback, and some of the young guys have been good. Hopefully some continue to develop. one thing I'll say, Luke McCaffrey, I keep waiting for the Luke McCaffrey breakout game to happen. It hasn't happened. And yeah, so it is what it is. I think I'm starting to not necessarily, I'm just more down on him than I was earlier on in the year. I was, a little optimistic about him, especially after the first few weeks. He hasn't been that great. Mike Sanders still has been a beast, so shout out to him. And Johnny Newton's okay. And that was really it for the rookies. The other guys are either hurt or inactive. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy our stream. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. And yeah, I would appreciate if you guys subscribe. And we will catch you tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of recap or whatever we want to do. Just it's not the end of the world, guys. It's a loss, but this team still has a good chance of making the playoffs for sure. Peace, guys.